Sir, mute unmute பண்ணுங்க sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So now the function, okay, in the starting, so we'll explain again. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So the function, this is the function statement, right? So the function statement takes what? Function. So if any spelling mistake in this function is gonna be an error, look the syntax carefully. Okay. Then the function name, then it takes some parameter. Even if there is no parameter, that not cause any error. Okay, so here we calling the first name and last name we passed here. Okay, the default value. If we are not passing anything here, it's going to take a prioritize of this Javed and Jagan. If I pass something here, this is going to take Jagan and Javed. Okay, so I'm just swapping here. Okay, so I'm now consoling this first name and last name inside the function. This is a creation phase of the function, then is the execution phase. Whenever you invoke means you are just calling the function. Okay, when you call this function is going to run. Okay, what is going to return? Console.log first name, last name. What you insert into the first name and last name? Jagan and Javed as a string. So what is now going to return if I inspect this? Okay, if I inspect this, I get Jagan and Javed. Okay, so I'll get Jagan and Javed. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this out. Okay, I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to use a return here. So okay, whenever the function I call, this function is going to return something. For example, if I pass return hello has a string, what is the type is? What type it is?
String.
String, right? So this function not taking any first name or last name. You see this color, you see the color. Now it is very dim, right? We are not using this name inside the function, so that's what it meant. This color is like very dim. Okay, if I call first name last name inside the function, this is going to change as a dark color of white. Basically it's represent that we are using the variable inside the function, that is mean. Okay, so I'm not using any first name or last name here, I'm just returning the string here. So when I call the function, what is returning here? I just want to take this out. Wait, I'll just take this. Why it is not returning? Is everything is good or not? Return hello. Okay, I'll call the greet here. Wait 1 minute. Here we calling ./12 function.js. So inside we put console.log. Okay, everything is perfect. Yeah, I made some mistake. Okay, now you see, now you see one thing. So here the function returns something is called a string, right? The string is the type and the value is hello. But when I call the function, this function is running even though I couldn't get anything in my console. Okay, why means we should want to put here inside a console. Okay, I want to, because the function is only returning a string for me. Okay, I couldn't get the string directly into my console if I call this. Okay, so I want to put inside into the console.log, then only I can able to get this greet. What the greet is returning now? Hello. So when I come back here now, you see the greet is returning hello. Okay, so if I change to another type here, for example 5 + 5, what is gonna return now? 10, right? So this is now number, it's returning a 10. So here I'll just change this to Boolean, for example true. Okay, so this I change to true. Now what type is going to return in the console?
Boolean.
1.
True, right? True. No. We are not converting anything here to string to Boolean or number to Boolean like that way. We are just returning something into the function. Okay, this whenever you call this function is returning something to you. Okay, what the, if that is going to be a data type and the value. So what are the type you are using here? Even if it is string, number, Boolean, null, undefined, these are the primitive types. It's going to be a single value, or it could be an reference type also. For example, the date or object, array, whatever it is. Okay, you can return whatever you want inside the function. Okay, basically the function is going to run the function and it's going to return something for you. Okay, so here you see this returning true. What I'm going to get? I'm going to get the true here. Okay, everything is fine. So now if I return null here, okay, if I return null, what it's going to return? It's going to return null here. Okay, the primitive type. If I return undefined, what is going to return? The data type is undefined. Now I get the undefined. So if I return the array here, what I'm going to get?
1, 2, 3.
The array, right?
Yeah,
now, that data type with the array, and inside I have a collection of index called 1, 2, 3. So if I console log this, I can get the array of numbers here. Okay, index 0, 1, 2. Okay, so I have inside the number. If I return an object with a property and value of Javed, what I'm going to get?
Javed.
The object, right? With the object, I'm going to get the name and value. Okay, it's going to actually it's going to returning a type. Okay, there is only a 5 in primitive type you have only 5. So what is that? String, number, boolean, undefined, null. Okay, remember this is very important, because when you're working in a programming language, data type is your core. Okay, the base of the everything is your data types, and the reference type is, what are the reference types? I already told you in this data types session, we have a primitive types and reference types. The primitive type is going to be have a 5 values. What are that? String, number, boolean, undefined, null. What are the reference types all? Even the reference types all represent as an object. So array is an object, object is an object, and what the date, I show you the date as an example, right? So you see the array, object, date, everything was meant here. There is kind of reference type, right? It's going to be an object. So when I return the object, what I'm going to get? I'm going to get an object, right? Name and Javed. Yes, okay, so if I return date, okay, new date, what I'm going to get? I'm going to get the date of the string. Okay, you see Thursday, September 29, 2022, and the time and GMT and in Indian Standard Time. So here inside the function, whatever the things you are going to return, that is going to all available outside of this function scope. Okay, because basically the function is returning something. That's the example. Okay, for example, here I'll put first name and the last name as a parameter. Okay, I'm not passing any default value here. Here I'm going to return hello, okay, plus the first name and the space plus the last name. Here also I want to put a place here. That's the error. Okay, so now what is going to return now? Just think what is going to return. Did I pass anything into the grid?
No, sir.
So what if I pass nothing, means what is going to return?
Hello, undefined. Sir.
Yeah, that's what I am asking you. So now it's returning hello, undefined, right? Because there is a variable scope inside the function. It got created, but we are not assigning any value to that. Okay, we are not defined any value to that. So if I pass something here, for example, I'll put some other space here. Okay, when it is double quote or single quote, that's not a matter. So I will put hello plus space plus first name plus space plus last name. So now I'm just passing Jagan here. Okay, as a string. You should want to pass it as a string. Jagan. Okay. So now what is going to return?
Hello, Jagan, undefined.
Okay. So now we got hello Jagan and undefined. So, and I want to pass another parameter here, what is called a Javed. Okay. So Jagan, Javed, that both this one got now filled. So now what is going to return? Hello Jagan and Javed, right? So if we come back here, hello Jagan and Javed. Now we understand how the function is working. This is the basic. Okay, we are now is the basic, but without understanding this basic, we couldn't able to implement this function concept in our applications. Okay, so when you when you are a developer, basically 99% the function is going to help you. The data types and data numbers, strings, all the things are going to attach with this function. Okay, basically everything is gonna run using the function only. When you're clicking some button, it's going to fire off some function. When you delete something, it's going to fire up some other function. So the function is the block of code. It's going to execute whatever you're doing in your UI or in your backend also. Okay, so now this is a function statement. Okay, this is a function statement. The syntax would be start with the function keyword and takes a name and parameters, and you're calling the function here. Okay, I'm going to show you. I will command that console.log. So now this function is not going to run. Okay, because I'm just created this. This is now creation phase. I'm not calling anywhere in this document. So now it's being created in a memory. So I'm not calling anything here, the function. Okay, so now the function expression. So when you get into React, almost every time you work with the function expression only. Okay, the function expression basically what is, so the function keyword can be used to define a function inside an expression. What is the expression now? Okay, the expression could be equal. Okay, basically this equal is going to return something, plus is going to return something, minus it's going to return something, so multiply is going to return something. So these are the expressions. Okay, multiply, plus, everything is could be an expression. So here in generally, an expression is a snippet of code that evaluates some value. Okay, whenever you creating an function using an expression, that is going to evaluate a value. Okay, for example, there is a, I'm just now will show you the example. So for example, I'm creating a square here. Okay, SQUARE, right? Okay, so I'm creating a square here. The square takes a function. Now the function takes an parameter of x equal to 3. Okay, now I'm returning return x multiplied by x. What the x value is?
3.
So what I'm multiplying here?
3
9.
by 3.
3 multiplied by 3?
9.
9. So when I call the function here square, I just want to call the function, that's it. Okay, because I already passed the default value there. So if I call the square here, you see this syntax is something different. Okay, I will explain you what the hoisting. There is a lot of concept we're gonna look at it. Okay, so just now remember the function statement syntax and the function expression syntax. Okay, there is a lot to read in this concept. So now I create a variable. In the variable, I'm assigning some function. That's all. Like what you do in a previous type, how you could do with the types. Okay, so if you want to add some type into a variable, what you will do? So name equal to the string, the number equal to some number. Okay, like that way we are using const square equal to and the function. This is a variable. This variable holds what? The function, right? Not the string, not the number, not the boolean, null, undefined, like that. Okay, it's now holding an function, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now this variable holding a function, I should want to call this name. Okay, because this is now holding this, right? So I want to call this name to run this function, square and a parenthesis. So if we call the function, I get 9 here. Okay, so basically this should be something different. This is a function statement. You directly put the function inside to the memory, but here not the case. Here what is going to do? Const square equal to function takes a return x multiplied by x. For example, I'm just giving a simple example here. Okay, so Java. Okay, now I'm not going to get into that. Okay, just remember the syntax now. Okay, so the expression is basically going to equalize to the function. Okay, it's going to store something with the variable, so that is the function expression. Okay, a statement is a snippet of code that perform an action. So you can directly call this name. Whether like JavaScript expect a statement, you can write an expression. Okay, this is a statement, so you are using the equal and creating an expression here. Okay, so const square equal to function return something value. Okay, if I'm not pausing anything here, okay, if I'm not pausing anything here, I can pass it here. 5 multiplied by 5,
25.
25. Okay, so I'll get the 25 here. Okay, even you can pass the default value. So or else you can pass it here also. For example, x is basically 5. You can pass the 10 here. Okay, now 5 10 is equal to 50, right? So this is how these things are working. So remember this, just remember the syntax. I'm not getting into any complex example and all. We're going to look afterwards, but now just remember the syntax. The function statement start with the function keyword and takes a name of the function and takes a curly brace open and close. But the function explanation not gonna be like that. We are going to store the function inside to the function, sorry, in the variable. Okay, that is the difference between the function statement and the function expression. So now we're going to look at the immediate invoke function expression. Okay, that is very important. Basically I'll just show you the like what the syntax and how this function is working. Afterwards we get into the immediate invoke function and we'll do a lot of more examples in there. Okay, the complex example. For example, here I'm going to the short form of IIFE. Okay, that means immediately invoked, invoked, immediate invokes function, immediate immediately.
LY.
So immediately invoked function. Okay, so JavaScript. So and IIF is a short form of immediately invoked function expression. So this is also an expression. I told you that equal to multiply, everything is going to return some value. So this parenthesis is also some expression. Okay, so this parenthesis is also some expression. I will tell you the later about the operator presidency. Every operator is being an expression. Okay, for example, now I'm going to explain this. So this is very important, listen carefully. So the function that runs as soon as it defined. Okay, so this is basically we are defined the function here, but it is not running. You should want to call it here, then only this function is going to run, right? If you're not calling this function, how could this function is going to run, right?
Yes,
Or
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
okay.
Can
So
we use square as a function name, sir? Is it not a variable, sir?
yeah, so you're asking if you are using a square as a function. You can give whatever the name you want. I'm just storing in some variable, that's all.
Yeah, yes, sir. We are storing square variable, but in console.log, we are using it as a function name, sir.
Yeah, basically, for example, so here I'm just giving a const. Okay, this takes a number. I'm just giving a const number equal to 5. Okay, so what the number is now, what the number is now holding?
5.
5. Okay, so when I call this 5 here, what the function is going, what the number is going to return?
5.
5. So we get the 5 here. Okay, so now you just imagine what the square is now holding.
The square is having, but we didn't pass the value to square.
No. This is just a variable. Okay, this is just a variable. We are equalize here. We are holding a number. This number is holding a number, but the square variable is holding a function. Okay, I will give you the example now. If I only call the square here, okay, if I'm just calling the square here, now what do you think is going to happen?
Undefined.
Not undefined. It's going to return the function body. You see, it's returning the function x.
Oh, because it's having the function.
Yeah. So this now the square now holding the function. So what should I want to do to call this function? To run this function, what should I want to do?
We should pass the variable.
No, not the variable. You should want to pass this parenthesis to run this function, right?
Yeah, okay, sir.
So I'm going to have a 5 here. Okay, I'm just going to have a default value of 5. I'm not gonna pass anything here. So I'm calling the square, only the square. What the square is now holding, the function. It takes x equal to 5, the default value, and returning x multiplied by 10. So I should want to run this function. Okay, so this is now holding the function, showing I'm holding in my variable, but I want to call this function. No, then only I can get this value, right? I can get this value. So if I call the function using this parenthesis, I can get 50. Now you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the second step, what the second step we're going to do? The immediate invoke function, right? In a JavaScript. So it is basically a design pattern. So I will teach you the design pattern afterwards in the end of the section. That is one of the, not the main topic, but it is very useful to learn and how to structure your code using a design pattern. Okay. So for example, a design pattern, which is also this design pattern, I'm explaining about this design pattern. Okay. So basically this is like a pattern. Okay, the pattern is going to be the same. Okay, so the pattern is going to be self-executing anonymous function that contains. Okay, what is the meaning of anonymous?
No name.
Yeah, so there is a no name for the person or somewhere. I know I don't know the anonymous person, some phrase. Okay, basically we don't know the person, but we know the person, but we don't know the person of the name or any address or any, there is nothing the proof, right? So here the same thing. Now this function is anonymous or not? Is this function is anonymous or not? Is this function is having any name or not?
Function is not having name, but it can store it in square.
Yeah, so now how do you call this function?
Anonymous function.
So with the name of the variable, right? So now this function has some square as a name. So this could not be an anonymous function, right? So here the function, what is this? What the function name of here? The statement function. So this is greet, right?
Greet.
So this is also not a anonymous function, okay? Because the both function is now having some name, so that we can address greet and square like that way. But now I'm going to create an anonymous function now here. To create an anonymous function, you couldn't. So for example, function takes like this way, okay? Console.log immediate function expression run, okay? Basically this is going to error, okay? What in this function, what is missing now? In this
Anonymous.
function,
Variable.
the name is missing, right?
Name is missing.
The function name is missing. So if I want to pass something x here, this is not gonna error because now the syntax is valid, okay? It saw the function, okay, it's okay, that's return true. There is a space, yeah, there is a space, return true. And there is a name, yeah, there is a name, return true. And there is a parenthesis open and close, yeah, there is, okay, done. So there is a curly brace open, yeah, run. So there is a function body, yeah, it's there, true. Is this close the function? Yeah, it's close the function. This is how the function is actually read the code, okay? I'm not going to pass any name here, okay? Basically I'm not going to pass any name here, but I'm going to wrap inside a function inside a expression. I told you this is an expression. Now you see this is now not showing any error, okay? This is now not showing any error, right? For example, the statement, okay, the statement, for example, so I can give 5 plus 5 here like this way, 5 plus 5, okay? Is this showing any error in the console? I will explain this first, okay? This is an expression, okay? Is this showing any error?
No, sir.
No, so we are not getting any error, okay? So if I declare some object here, okay, with the name of Javed, is this showing any error in the console?
No, sir.
No. So if I put some array here, 1 2 3, is this showing any error? Nothing, okay? We are now, we are not getting any error. But if I put some function without the name here, okay, this is going to show on some error. Uncaught syntax error. Function statement requires a function name, okay? You see the error, how the error is very neat. Basically this error is very perfect. Function statement, what is the function statement? This is the function statement because we are using to call the funcn from the memory. It requires a function name. Did we pass any name here to the function?
No.
So that's what the syntax errors let us know. Function statement requires a function name, okay? But if I put some expression, this is an expression, okay? This is an expression. The parenthesis open and close is an expression. If I put inside something here, okay, for example, okay, so that's it. I will just run this with this one, okay? I'm putting, I'll put function inside the parenthesis. This is a function expression. That's what immediate invoked function expression. This is an expression. I'm put inside this to expression function. Now inside the expression takes a console.log. Is this showing any error? This function is running now?
No.
No, right? So how
Yes.
can I run the function? That is the second step we should want to know. So how can I call this function without even this function is having any name? How can I call this function? That's the second question what we get into our mind, right? So to do that, now this expression holds this function, right? So I can put the parenthesis inside to the function expression. I created the function. I call the function inside this expression. Now this function is going to run. I immediate invoke function expression runs. Understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I can do this way or I can do this way. Okay, here you can put inside to this expression or outside to this expression. The okay, intermediate level is the function, is not the function. For example, I think I should want to keep move to this here. I think so now it's going to return. I will explain in this data how the hoisting is working and all. Okay, I'm not going to explain this now. The hoisting is a different part. So I will explain it that later. So now I will put this, I will just command this and all out. Okay, I'll just command this. This is the problem. I will explain it that later. So now the IAFE runs. Okay, I will explain this later why this returns error when we get into the hoisting, but that is a different part. So I'm not going to confuse now this one with this one. Okay, so now the function expression runs immediate invoked function expression. This is called immediate invoke function. So you create the function, you run the function, you are not calling anything. Whenever you save this file, this is going to run immediately. Okay, invoke means run. Okay, invoke means basically run. So immediate invoke function expression. So it is running. So it takes a immediate invoke function. So can I pass any, now the second question you come, can I pass any parameter to this function? Yeah, you could pass. For example, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to command this out. This function takes a name as a argument. Okay, so I'm going to call this hello plus name, right? So where I call this function now? Did I call this function or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
After hello.
This is where I call the function, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm not passing any value to this function invocable state. Now what is going to return?
The whole function will return f of x. Let's say.
No. This function is returning. Okay, we are
Hello
not
name.
storing hello and undefined, right?
Hello undefined.
Yeah. So if I coming back here, this returning hello and undefined. So if I pass something here as a string of Javed, what is going to return now?
Hello,
Hello
Javed.
Javed.
So hello Javed is now returning, right? So
Sir,
basically,
before when we put that bracket outside, we got error, but now we are not getting how, sir?
the error, what
Yeah.
this error you're saying about this error? So if I take this out,
No,
it's
sir,
going to
that
now return error.
bracket.
Which bracket? This one.
Last bracket, Javed bracket.
Okay.
That time when we put IAFA run there, we got error. Now we are not getting why, sir?
Yeah, that's why I told you that if I define this variable here, that is a concept of hoisting. Okay, if I call the function here with the parenthesis, this is going to return an error. Intermediate value is not a function. Okay, I will explain this error later, but this is now not a good time to explain the error. Okay, basically this is a kind of advanced thing. Once we complete one project, I will explain you this error. Okay, so now don't worry about that. I will explain everything, so don't worry. We're going to look at some lot of advanced examples, everything. So on that time you will you will come to know that why this returns an error. Okay, so now I'm just focusing on the basics and fundamentals, how the JavaScript syntax and the structure is working. Okay, so here you understand how the function syntax is now working. Immediate invoke function expression.
Sir.
So basically we are calling the function here with the name, with the help of name. This is not an anonymous, but this is an anonymous because we are not having any name here to this function. So I want to call this whenever I create this function, I want to call this immediately after the function creation. Okay, that is called the name as immediate invoked function expression. Okay, why we are calling the expression means because we basically put everything inside this expression. So this is an expression. Okay, that's what we are calling as an expression. So remember that. So this is the syntax. So remember, okay. So then only the three types of function in JavaScript. One is statement, expression, and immediate invoke function. So we'll get into the later of some massive examples and things and all the later. Okay, the complex examples. So now we're going to get into the methods properties. Okay, this is very important because almost we're going to work in an object base of the structure. Okay, so I'm going to give a property. What is method? Now the first thing is what is method. Okay, so I told you this is a function, this is a function, this is a function, this is also a function, but what is method? That is the second. Okay, so JavaScript methods or action. Okay, why I'm saying that action, every function is going to be an action. Okay, so if we call the function, it's going to return some, it's basically it's an action, right? It's running something. So that runs take some action that can be performed on object. That is a method. Okay, property method. So here this is not a method, this is basically a function. The JavaScript method property contain a function definition. Methods function store as object properties. I know this is not going to understand, so I will just give you the example here. So I'm just creating a, what is that now? What is this now? What the type of it is that to do?
Null.
No, I'm asking, is it array, object?
Yeah, it is array.
How could you say this is array? This is not in square
Curly
bracket.
bracket. Okay.
This is not in square bracket, no.
Yeah.
It's a curly brace, right?
Actually, the fonts
Object.
are very small.
Yeah, basically what I'm saying. So what is this?
Array.
Yeah, this
So
is
this is
array.
an array, right? So this is an array. Okay. So what is this?
Object.
So this is an object, right? So I can call the console.log to do here. What you're going to get? The object, right?
Names.
Okay. So the prototypes of object here written. I will explain what is the prototype and all the later. So that is the biggest topic. So now we have the cons to do, and this to do is having an object, and it has a property of name and value. This is a name, this is a value. Okay. So how can I keep some function inside to the object? Okay. For example, the to do takes
Can
some
you just
two
zoom-
other things.
Can you
What?
just zoom in the browser because it is looking very small?
What, brother?
Can you zoom in the browser because these text are very
Okay,
small?
okay. Is it okay?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. So now the to do takes some action. What are the actions? It can be add, it can be edit, it can be delete, right? So we can do some other stuff into the to do. You have you what is that application that I forgot the name of the application? Did you use any to do application like to create some task for yourself, and if you completed you can
No,
yeah, I hope you understand what the to do I'm saying about,
Yeah,
right?
everyday task we have to mention what I have to do next.
Yeah, so the to do takes, what are the things? Add, edit, delete, and clear. Basically three things, right? So I'm going to create an add function here. Okay, add function, because I told you object is a name value pass. This takes a name, this is an value. Okay, the left side is a name, this right side is a value. So the function takes a console.log add to do. Just I'm consoling that. I'm not making any project at all. So what now this now what the to do is holding now, what the to do object is holding now?
Function. Add function.
So add function, right? So I'm going to keep another function using a edit with the comma, creating another function takes a id. Okay, because we should want to get the id of the person, which one you are going to edit, right? So for I will explain you this later, the id and things and all. Just I'm giving some basic example, that's all. Okay, so to do, I'm just going to console log the id here. So everything is okay now. Takes an add, edit. Okay, so we have a delete. I will give you that later. For example, so now I'm just going to give you a task. This task is not task. I'm just going to give you a name. So the name takes Javed. So I'm put like comma here. So how can I call the name now inside the object? You already know, I already teach that. So how can I call the object, the name outside of the scope?
Open brace.
So okay, now if I call the to do, what is going to return?
Edit function.
all the object in
Overall the name add
All,
and edit.
yeah, all name value pass is going to return, right?
yeah. Then to do name like that.
Yeah, so now this returning, it's going to return every object inside properties. Okay, the name value, the name value, the name value. If I go and check here, the name Javed, add function, edit function, right? Function name. So don't worry about this add edit, because it's going to sort by using the alphabet, the first alphabet. Okay, don't worry about that. So now it's returning, and basically it's returning a add edit name. Okay, so how I want to call this name, what could I want to do? I already teach this, so just think a little bit. How can I access the name value?
After to do space name.
Name with the space or dot?
Dot.
Right? If you want to access the object property outside, what should you want to do? Should you want to put dot name, right?
Yes, sir.
So now the to do dot name, what the to do dot name now having?
Javid.
So is it returning here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it is returning in Javid. So this is a function or string. The name holds a string data type or number data type or undefined data type, or the function or array, what the data type is holding, the name.
String.
String. Okay. So the same way I'm calling the add here. Okay. Now what the add is going to return? Add is a function, right?
Yes, sir.
So now what the function is going to return? Okay. So
Undefined.
no. We are not passing any like arguments here, right? So I'm calling the function. This function is going to return the body of the function. Okay, we are not calling the function. Whenever you're creating the function, you want to execute the function. What should you want to do? You want to
Add the name.
parenthesis, right?
Parenthesis. Yeah.
Yeah. So now this add is now holding the function. When I call the add, so it's returning the function body, total function syntax. So I should want to run the function now. Okay. So I'm running the function here. So what I'm going to get now?
Function.
What the function is doing? What this
Add
function is-
Javed.
What?
We will get
Adding.
just look properly. What now forgot this add and all. What this function is doing inside the body? I'm saying about this inside body. Okay. What this is doing now here?
Going to print add to do.
So it's going to print what?
Add to do.
That's all. Okay. If I come back here, it's returning an add to do, right? That's all. Okay. Don't confuse about this undefined. This is not. This is something. Okay. Now it is returning what? Add to do, right?
Yes.
yes. Sir.
So yeah, that's cool. Now this is returning an add to do. Now one thing I should want to mention here. What is the thing? I will put here. Okay, a Java script, a JavaScript method is a property containing a function definitions. Okay, so the second one is methods or function stored as object PROPERTIES. Okay, so what I'm going to say, what the thing is, this is not a function. Okay, when you put function inside the object, you should want to call it as a method. Remember that. This is a tricky part. When you're getting to some interview, they will ask you, okay, this is a function. You're not put this function inside the object. This is a function because you're not creating this function inside an object. This is a function because you're not creating inside an object. But this is a method because you are creating a function inside an object. Okay. So this is called what? Function or method? What? Just
The
simple-
hovering is the function.
simple thing.
Overall
Okay.
is the method.
When you're creating a function inside an object, that is called a method. Okay,
Method.
that's all. This is not a function. Okay, this is basically a function, but the people will say this is a method because this is inside an object. Okay, that's all. Okay, this is going to work same as like this way. We are storing in a variable. we are calling the variable name. The same thing here we are holding this inside an property. A JavaScript method is a property, contains a function definition. These all things are property, but this property is containing a function, right? What this contain? String. What this add contain? Function. Okay. The methods or function store as object property. So methods or function only stores as object property. So this is an object. Everything inside you are creating is a property. So this now holding a string, this now containing a function. This name is called method. Okay. So remember that.
Okay.
So I'm going to call this edit now. For example, console.log. It takes a edit. So what the edit is going to return now? I'm calling this edit function here, edit method here. What it's going to return? It's going to return
Edit to do.
Edit to do.
Then what returns?
The
ID.
Undefined.
ID same to do. Edit to do, right?
Edit to do. Did I pass anything here?
No, sir. Undefined. Sir.
No.
Okay.
Edit to do.
So now
undefined.
I'm going to get edit to do undefined, right?
Yes.
So I should want to pass some value here. For example, 50, I'm passing 50. Now what I'm going to get?
Edit to do 50.
Edit to do 50. Okay. So this is one way. So if you want to add some another property or method inside to this variable, inside to this object, how can I do that? We are hard coded this method here. Okay. Basically we created everything here. So how can I assign a new value here? Okay. So here you see there is a edit, add, edit, but where is the delete? Okay. So there is an option called delete also in the to do. Once you complete the task, you're going to delete the task, right? So I'm going to add the to do delete. Okay. For example, to do dot delete. This is I'm assigning new method to this object. What name I'm calling here? What
To.
name I'm calling here? Here you see what is the name?
To
The
do.
variable name.
The to do. What is to do here?
Variable.
It is
The
a
object, right?
Object.
Yes, sir. Object.
Yeah. So if I console log the console.log to do dot delete, is there any property inside that to do or dot delete? Is there any delete inside to this object?
No.
No. So now what is going to return? We'll check that. Okay.
It is a function.
Returning
Sir.
undefined, right? You see this is returning undefined. Okay. So I'll console log. I will take this out. So what it's going to return? It's going to return undefined. Basically, we are not having anything inside to this object as a delete. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, to do dot delete, to assign a new value to the object, you want to use a equal and function. Okay. Console.log to do, delete to do. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to console log. This is very important. Listen carefully. Okay. So I will command this out now. So what the to do is returning, it's returning add edit name. Is there any delete here?
No, sir.
No, right? So
No,
if I want to pass new property inside to this object, this is one way of doing. To do dot delete equal to, I'm equalizing something, okay, to this variable, to this property variable. Okay. This is a part of this object because I'm assigning to this dot delete equal to function takes and console.log delete to do. If I coming back and check, now is there a delete here?
Yes, sir.
So now I am having inside the delete. So I can access this delete, right?
Yes.
So what the delete is doing now here? What the delete method is doing here? When I call the delete method, what is going to return?
Delete
Delete
to
to do.
So if I call the delete here, it's going to return only the body, right?
so bracket.
What should I want to do to call the method?
Parenthesis.
So if I call the parenthesis, now what is going to return?
Delete to do. Now it will show.
So now it is returning delete to do. Okay. So this is basically a JavaScript method is a property that contains a function definition. This is a property and this is a definition of the function, and the methods or function stores as a object property. I'm just this is very simple definition. Okay. Even if the interview asks, you can tell this 2-line, they will accept this. Okay. This is very simple. Okay. Inside the JavaScript, whenever you are creating some function that is not a function, that is called as what? Method. Okay. So that's all. So if you want to do some other property using some other data type, so you can call do dot test equal to, I'm just passing 5 here. Okay. Now is the to do is going to have test equal to 5?
Yes, sir.
Not
So console.log, I'm just holding console.log to do to do. Okay. So I'll console this now. So I'll put this one in the bottom. So now console.log to do. Now this to do is now having test 5. Okay. We added some new property into this object. Okay. So how can I call this test now?
Dot
Dot test. Okay.
dot
So now what?
test
Yeah.
and give parenthesis.
No. This is not a function, right?
Okay.
So this is a data type of number, right? This is not a
Okay.
function.
Yeah. Sorry.
So now what is going to return?
5.
5. Now it's returning 5. Okay. So this is function methods and properties. I will get into the loops now. Okay. So we get into the loops now. So first thing, the main loops, every programming language, basically the main loop is going to be an for loop. Okay. I know that a lot of people heard about the for loop. So I'll keep a loops.js here. Okay. 13th one is the loop.js, and also I want to change the name here. So /13 loops.js. Okay. So we'll check is this file is working or not. Console.log 123. Okay. So if I console log 123, I'm getting 123. So successfully this file is now running and we're getting something. Okay. So first step is for loop. This is the most used loop in every programming language. So basically loops can, I will put all these things here. Okay. Loops can execute
The same
block
task log
of
n number
code,
of times.
number of times. Okay.
N
So
number of
basically-
times. Sir.
What, brother?
N number of times, sir. The number which give the times it will.
Yeah. Okay. So loops can execute a block of code a number of times. Okay. So however, how the number you are giving, how the number you are going to, okay, for example, if it is 5, it's going to run the loop until 5 times. So if it is 10, it's going to run the loop for 10 times. Okay. So this is basically a loop. So basically loop is going to be in, like, you remember that like kind of it's going to run after one by one like that way, right? So JavaScript loops are handy if you want to run the same code over and over again, each time with a different value. For example, I'll put all these things here. So this is a small definition. This is enough to understand. Okay. Java, not only the JavaScript loop. So every programming language, basically the loops, programming language loops can be the script loops defined as loops are handy if you want to run the same code. Okay, if you want to run the same code over and over again, each time with a different value. Okay, so the same code going to run, but the different value is going to return. So that's the simple thing. Okay, so after what I'm going to do, so here I'm just going to create a for loop here now. Okay, the syntax going to be an for. Okay, for here what I'm going to do, let I equal to 0. Okay, what the what now the I is holding the value
0.
0, right? I'm going to run the I less than 10 times. Okay, now what the I less than 10 times. Okay, after that I should want to increment even every time the loop runs. What the starting loop number?
0.
0. I'm incrementing here I plus plus. Basically this should be like I equal to I plus 1, like this. The short, this is the basic thing. I will explain with this one. Okay, I plus plus. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm just put console.log I Okay. We'll put the console.log I now. Now we'll check what is going to return now.
0, 1, 2,
Returning
3,
what?
4.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Correct, ma'am.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Basically 10 times. Start with from 0 and return to 9. Okay. So some people ask me that why the 10 is not coming. You should want
10
to give
end,
equal.
sir.
Okay.
Less than equal.
Yeah. So you should want to give the equal. So then only this 10 is going to run. So 0 to 10 now we got. So I will just change this to I equal to I plus 1. Okay.
Same
Now
output,
this
sir.
is returning the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the short form of basically I equal to I is what?
Shorthand
0.
operator.
Every time I'm incrementing by plus 1. Okay. So how the loop is going to run, I will explain this in a basic diagram. Okay. So in our case, so this is a loop, right? This now loop is holding 0. First run, the loop is going to run 1, and the second run, the loop is going to run 2. Like each time it's going to run 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. When it's done 10, our value is what? Less than or equal to 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Now this 10 becomes true. Okay. Now this, when the 10 hit, the whole loop is going to stop. This is how the loop is going to run. Okay. So that's all. It is very simple. So now in our case, let I equal to 0 started from 0, I less than or equal to 10. Yeah, 10. I'm incrementing I equal to I plus 1. So when it hit 10 here, basically, so first time it's going to return 1, and the second time is 2, and third time is 3, and fourth time is 5, and sixth time is 6. Like this way it's going to run. Okay. So I'm just keep it 1. Now I'm also going to keep it like I plus plus. This is short form of I equal to I plus 1. Okay. Remember this. So now I got the I, and also I return here 0 to 10. Okay, this is how the loop is going to run. Okay, I'll put the statement 1 is here executed one time okay, before the execution of the code block. Basically this is a block. Okay, this is a block. The open curly brace, close curly brace is a block. So the statement 1 is execute one time before the execution of the code block 1. Every time it's going to run this one first time. So the second thing, what is the statement 2? Statement 2 is define the condition. Okay, conditions for the executing the code block. So statement 2 is define the condition for the executing the code block. So where is the condition? This is the condition, right?
Less than equals to 10.
So okay, this is the condition. Okay, now cool. So the statement 3, there is only a 3 statement for every loop. So statement 3 is executed. We put like this way, every time after code block has been executed. Okay. So the statement 3 is executed every time after the code block has been executed. So now this is the code statement. Okay. Every time the statement to define the condition for the execution of the block. So this condition is going to run. The statement 3 is executed every time after the code block has been executed. First time is executed, it's going to check the condition. No, it's not done. That one is 0 and 1 and 2 and 3 and it until go to 10. When it's hit 10, it's going to stop this loop. It's not going to run. Okay, so this is how the loop basically run. Okay, so I can break this loop also. Okay, basically I can break this loop also. For example, what I'm going to do now, here, what should I do? How can I do means, so here I will put, when I hit to the second round of the loop, I'm just going to console log something. I triple equal to 2. The triple equal is going to check the type also. Remember that. Okay. So here I basically give the number. Okay. I want to give the triple equal to 2. So it's going to check the value and the type. Okay. So console.log 2 is my favorite number. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this like this one, like this way. Okay. So if I equal to true, I'm just going to return console.log 2 is my favorite number. Now we'll check what is going to return. So it's returning 2 is my favorite number. But here what I do after that what I'll just going to do console.log numbers number plus I. Okay, the variable I. Okay. So now what I can get, so you see number 0 run, number 1 run, number 2 is run, but it's returned number 2 is my favorite number. After that also we get the number 2. Okay, to stop this kind of weird things, what should you want to do? You should want to give the continue keyword here. Okay, this continue keyword, what is going to do when it's 2, it's going to check this statement only. After that it's going to run continuously. Okay, it's going to run this continuously. So now we should not get the 2 here. Okay, basically we continue this block of code. Okay, so now that we are not getting 2 here, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6 to until 10 we got. So this is continue. Okay, so you should want, if you give continue, it's going to run the continue of blocks after the 2. Okay, when it hit 2, this is going to be helpful to console log 2 is my favorite number. Once it I will give the continue, what is going to happen? It's going to continue the 3, 4, 5. Okay, so how can I break this loop? Okay, how can I break this loop before hit this 10? Okay, so we have another syntax. So I equal to 5. When I hit 5, I'm going to give console.log stop the loop. Okay, then here I want to give a break here, the break. When I hit 5, I just saying that console log stop the loop and break. Okay, if I give that, stop the loop is returning, and I stopped the loop. Now I'm not getting, even though I'm consoling this number here, but this is not running now. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is very simple. But you should want to practice this a lot. So I'll keep it with the backticks. So now we get stop the loop and 5. So I got everything is run. So this is how you should want to break the loop, and this is how you should want to continue the loop. Okay, so this is very simple example. I will give you the another example. Tomorrow we'll get into the while loop and the do while and for each map. There is a lot of loops in JavaScript too. We can loop the arrays and objects, lot of things here. Okay, so this is the basic loop, how the function, how the loop is going to run in each and every programming language, not only this programming language. So in every programming language, this is how the loop is going to run. Basically, we're going to run the same code every time when the condition is going to true. Okay, that's all. So when it hit to this I less than 10, so it's going to be untrue. So that's all. Okay, so now what I do, you understand this or not, the loop?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm just push this code to the GitHub. I hope everyone now know how to pull the from the GitHub. I will give the command also. Okay, so git init, so git add git two loops, for loops. So the step of loop, now what should you want? Now my code all push to my GitHub, so you all are collaborate to my code, so you can go and pull my code. So I hope everyone understand how to pull the code. I think so. First step is you want to give the in your so okay, anyone please share your code. I will explain this today. Tomorrow onwards you will try to do it by yourself. Okay, I'll stop my screen sharing. You just anyone please share the screen.
So should I share this screen?
Yeah, that is, it takes only 5 minutes, no problem. Just share.
Host disabled participants.
Okay, wait 1 minute, wait. Yeah, now do. So here give a git init. First step is git init. Okay, wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute. Just close this git bash. Or even this existing folder name. Did you already pull that code? Yeah, okay. So right click and open it in a git bash. Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Right click and open it in a git bash.
This.
No, not like this. We close this tab.
Yes, sir.
Right click. Git bash here. Yeah. So here put git init. First step is git init. Remember this, guys. Tomorrow I'm not going to show this. Okay. So git in. Okay. So then the second step is git. I think you directly put some commit. Okay. Git commit commit space hyphen. No. Git git commit hyphen m one hyphen only one hyphen space string code.
What's
String code, double quote.
Okay,
No.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Here, just give some message here, like pulling request, pulling code like this, pull code like this. COD. Okay. You can give whatever the message you want. That is not,
Okay,
that
sir.
doesn't matter. Okay. So nothing to comment. Okay. Here, git pull. Yeah, enter. There is no tracking information to the current branch. Your remote branch is basically in a master. Okay. So what should you do? So here put give CLS. Just wait 1 minute. I will check how to change the branch now. Just 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Grid branch. So this is basically a git checkout, git branch, git branch commit initials, git odd, git. Git about check out test new. I think just give git CL. Yeah, hit enter. Hit enter. Okay, so no problem. Just give that git git space branch BRA space hyphen give main MAIN not name MAIN. Hit enter. I think this one is wrong. I think hit enter. Yeah, okay. I think unknown switch to this git branch option. Wait 1 minute. So version you get wait 1 minute. I will check it out on GitHub. Share git branch. Okay. So you should okay. CLEAR. Give CLEAR. 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 Okay. So now what you do, just to give git init. Again, give git init. Okay. Git git add space dot enter. Okay, so git origin. What I will send some code here. Okay, not this code. Now you put git okay, no problem. Git branch, git git branch space hyphen capital M space type MAIN. Hit enter. Okay, now you see the basically what the error last time came means the branch is like a master. No, there is a master, right? In my repository, I'm not push my code into the master. Okay, I've named my branch name called main. So you should want to make that, you should want to pull from the make like in a main branch. So here what should want to do, git just type git pull.
What's it?
Pull pull.
PUL.
Yeah, hit enter. Why this is showing the same thing? There is no tracking information for the current branch. Please specify which branch you want to merge. Git
Sir,
pull.
yesterday, sir.
Wait 1 minute. Git. Okay, wait 1 minute. You just go to the GitHub. You just go to the GitHub in your browser. Go to the GitHub.
Yes, sir.
Open your Chrome GitHub. So here, open the GitHub. Okay.
So this is what yesterday we did, sir.
No problem. Just leave that.
Yes, sir.
Open that. So go to the repository, the Jagan Javit 8 PM dev. No, go to that. So copy the, click the code, copy that URL. Yeah, that one. So here it got updated or not. Wait 1 minute. Scroll this down a little bit. Scroll this. Oh yeah, okay, it got updated. The loop got updated. My code is here. Okay, so today I pushed it. Okay, so now go to the GitHub. Okay, here git pull. Paste this. Paste that. Right click and paste. No. Delete this one. Don't give any keyboard keys and right click and paste here. Now hit enter. So you should want to mention the branch. I don't know, some code, some laptop doesn't need that, but your laptop need, I think. So you guys follow all these things the same what we did. Okay. So just scroll to the top, this git branch. Just scroll top. So the first command you should want to give git init and git add dot and git branch capital M main, and then go and paste my code from there. Okay, just take a picture or screenshot this. Just hold 1 minute, brother.
Sir, I will share that text file.
Yeah, okay. So you'll share this picture. Okay, once you take the screenshot and you share the picture. Okay, shall we close?
Copied that yesterday what we did, sir.
Yesterday, this is the first time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the second time you don't need to do that. So tomorrow I will give you some simple commands also. So today you should want to give git init, git add dot and git pull, and you should want to paste the code from my GitHub. Okay. So that's all. So you will just go and check your local repository.
What's it? Yes, sir.
Sorry, the local folder in your system. Click the web developer. So now I hope this 13th one. Yeah, you got the loop here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you got every code from my GitHub remote. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, shall we close?
Yes, sir.
So brother, please just put this command. Okay.
Okay, sir.
People in the WhatsApp group. First one is git init add git branch capital M main and the remote address. Okay. So that's all. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.